What are your thoughts on building a personal brand versus building the business brand following?
Yeah, I think both are necessary. So personal brand definitely helps for obvious reasons. People, because going back to what we were talking about earlier, like why are people on social media? They're there to engage with people.
Yeah.
I work in social media, and I don't remember the last time I've engaged with a brand account from my
Right.
personal account. I just don't go on social media to do that.
Right.
And if I'm not doing that, and I literally, that's my job,
Right.
someone who's just randomly scrolling with little to no thought is probably not going to do that either, or not really incentivized to do it.
Yeah.
So in a lot of cases, especially if you're a brand that doesn't already have a lot of recognition, so if you're not like a McDonald's or a Pepsi or a Wendy's
Yeah.
or whatever, any big name brand that anyone would already know, you're going to have a really hard time growing a real brand social media presence from scratch without an influencer network, without an active founder, or not even a founder, but without an active team, just in general. It's very hard to do. So if I were starting from scratch, if you have a great product and you just want to get out there on social, I would grow the founder's account on LinkedIn. You could go
Yeah.
Twitter as well. I think Twitter is very valuable still to this day, but I think LinkedIn is easier to get momentum from scratch.
Right.
Just because it's still very early on the platform. There's still a demand for content creators over there. So if you can post quality stuff, you're going to have a better chance of really growing quickly over there. So
Yeah.
I would grow on LinkedIn, grow the personal brand, still make the company page and set it up, make sure everything's all good. Because what you can do is after like every post from the founder's account, just comment from the company page underneath. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. And
This is
people
what you're
click
doing on
it.
your stuff.
Yeah.
And if the founder's content's good, people are going to get curious about what's retention.com. What do they
Right.
do? And they go click
Yep.
over to the company page. It just kind of grows by osmosis. And then eventually, once you get to a certain point, I don't know what exactly this number would be, but let's say like 50,000 followers or 100,000 followers,
Yeah.
and you have this super strong personal brand on LinkedIn, then consider putting more effort into native content for the company page. But you can get a lot of the way there just through having a strong personal brand. And assuming it's the founder's brand, you're not really at risk for, like, the founder's not going to leave in most cases. I mean,
Right.
I'm sure there are exceptions to that rule, but it's not the same as a mid-level employee having a personal brand, which is still a valuable asset, but there is that risk of what if they leave, then
Yeah.
you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But growing the founder's personal brand's pretty foolproof. And then from there, transitioning that into then growing the company page with dedicated content.